Okay. Good morning. It is May the 1st, I believe now. So I'm getting set here to move the goats, but I guess I'm going to put some bale twine for these right here because Dad set a tree down and I saw it earlier. So I saw it here after it came out again. So I tried different fence or again getting shot because the fence must have been working correctly or something. Anyway, so yeah. Okay, there's a temporary solution for that. It looks like it needs a new knob back there at some point, and I should bring it all the way down here. Maybe I'll come back down. So that shouldn't send any more power over to this side anymore because it shouldn't be connected over there. So it should go from these posts here on that way. Whoa. Well, I think I got them all. Punch in there. Goats can be a pain to load because they jump on. I think you might have seen some of that. If you go back and look at last year's video, some of the same thing happened. So, anyhow, they're loaded up now. Man, come on. Well, that completes that part. And you get the bale out of the back of the truck and yeah, get this water hooked back up again. So I got a little work to do yet before I'm gonna do other things yet. But now being at home over a month later than I normally do, That grasshopper buries them. At least the little ones are not going to bury, but so let them keep chewing around at it and hopefully get this walkway cleaned down after a bit. That'll be nice. That gets cleaned down pretty good. I'm sending over into that far paddock. I already did the wires there, so now I can. So they're all fixed up. They had been busted up, so I'm gonna fix that up. Because I didn't put string on there to hook the other end onto them. So they're not gonna be in this part for right now. Well, it's a little while later. There's that. No, that's the youngest one laying there. That's her down there. But anyway, I buried part of the garden hose down here. Try to keep the water cooler as it comes in later here. But when I was doing that, I dug away here again, and I noticed there's water down there. So I'm not sure my connection, my hose that's attached in there, is a little adapter thing I made is leaking. Something's leaking down there, and it was getting air in down there. So maybe I moved something there, I broke it or something. So I'll probably take that apart maybe later today. So I should kink the hose or something, cut the water supply, so it can't keep feeding in here and let that go down some. Let them drink it down some. And I built that, put that together. It's their creek feed, and I put their mineral in there. And over here's their bucket of lick tub. I should tie on there. I still didn't give them their hay bale yet. So I went to all this work, build this wall here, but I might as well pack it down. I guess it doesn't collapse, maybe. Hopefully. And yeah. Well, there it's filled up again, and that's what's left, so that pile's going down pretty fast. So I need one more load out of this pile yet to finish up that field, and I'll be moving closer home then. Last load over here. And you can see I swapped tractors. I got a new Halin instead. And that's because the power steering line was leaking, and I messed with it well, it's getting worse, I believe. And I messed with it, and didn't get any better. If anything got worse, and then messed some more. It made it really bad. So anyway, so I tried to fix up some, but I got to get some parts and fix it then. I don't like using this tractor because the rear end's got a chatter in it. I think they got the bearing out or something, or gears are going bad or something this thing. So anyway, at least it's quieter, but it's slower down the road than the other one. And it's not because the gears either, it's just how it's geared. It's just, it don't go more. The book says 17.2 miles an hour. That's wound out pretty much, so. Now, if you get different tires, that would help. Or if you had the dual power thing on it, or the power command, what they call in these tractors, where you have a two buttons here for power shift right there. Terrible mess, dusting all over me. That's wetter. Some of it's wetter now. That doesn't quite as bad, but that dry stuff is nasty. It unloads better and it's worn out better, but anyway. I wish really bad I have my tractor, but I don't. I should call and see if it's done, but anyway. It is a mess spraying with an open tractor. Just coating my arms up, pulling on my face. And I don't feel like breathing in all this decomposed pigs and whatnot. If it was just manure or something, I don't think it's a big deal, but someone like it, but somehow having decomposed animals and breathing that stuff in doesn't seem very good. But anyway, I don't know if they're hurting too much. It's so old, but there is still some stuff in there, a little juicy. I wonder how old some of that stuff is. Those barns were built back in the late 80s, early 90s, some of them, so who knows how old some of that stuff is. Morning again. Anyway, so last evening I did turn that thing, emptied out some, and I dumped whatever was left in it, and I checked it. I couldn't find anything. Sometimes when I put it in there, except I did, the one was a little loose, I tightened it up. And then, yeah, I'm about to go again, so. Anyway, the goats can be all fine. Here's those little twins right there. Black one and white one. But, yeah, so far, I think she's been good. That this spot right here, they ate a good bit of it down and trampled a good bit of it down, so little kids shouldn't get lost in as easily. And yesterday, we picked up this seed drill. So, it's actually in really nice condition. This is the little small green box. Nice and clean there. Except there's some seed heads in there and stuff, but yeah, it's really nice in that one. And then you go into the green one, which are not very big, but that is also really nice and clean. If I could figure out the rates, I could plant beans with it. But I don't know the rates of these things, so it doesn't work so well for me. And this thing here does, I'm not quite sure what. This lever inside runs these little things in here. On this fertilizer box. So this is anything that's really that rusty on here. And it is even terrible. So, yeah. It's in really good condition. Then you have this half runs on just this side. You got another half over there. 8-footer, so yeah, I think it actually worked pretty good. There's that. This is actually my brother's purchase. I mean, kind of him, me, but here has stuff, so I might be able to actually figure out, I might actually will use this to drill my beans instead. I was going to plan them with the planter, but I might actually use this instead now. If I get it fixed, though. We got to get the planter fixed, too, so. Anyway, we got a little problem here. This side here, yeah, this side here, it's all floppy, and it don't go up. This in here, nice and tight. I mean, it wiggles, but it's not like it's floppy like this. Something doesn't work quite right. I was about to deal with that. So yeah, I didn't even see this yesterday. They actually charged them. These are actually, looking at them now, these are actually metal charts. Now they just use sticker charts. They made stuff different back in the 40s or whenever this was made, 40s or 50s. But yeah, so I might. With charts doesn't do so well, so my older brother, he's better at that, so I get him to help me figure that out. So maybe I will use it to plant my beans after all. This thing had that problem. It was this line here. It's kind of vibrating on there right now. Try to. Problem is it can get too far the one way, then it's rubbing on the next thing. So anyhow, we gotta figure out something to do with that. But I don't know if you can. It's up in there. You can't really see it. Can't really see it up in there. But anyway, I put 2 fittings on there and put a different piece in there and fix that up. So that's what we use to separate the bones from the better stuff. I mean, I don't get everything, but it's pretty good. This was I already took 3 loads out this morning, and look at a big pile, but it's going down very, very quickly. I was hoping for about 9 loads, but I don't think that's going to happen. This poor spreader is looking pretty worn out. But it used to get used every day for the past, well, we got it in 2012, I think it is. This is 2025, so it's been a little while. Well, it's close enough to making 5 loads. I cleaned it a little bit off out of there. It was underneath there yet, and most of this all cleaned up. So that's pretty much close to a full load. So I guess I'll haul that and go home, and some stuff I need to haul clean up there yet. So I should make about a load altogether with what's there. So then that should be it then for this part for now.
This is manure here, composted manure. Some of it's not fully composted yet. It is somewhat. That's only as dusty. That is the last load then. That was 6 loads up back here. I wanted 9, but I'm pretty sure that'll be fine. Supposed to get beans back here anyhow.
I work at reassembling this thing, have it cleaned up somewhat. Sounded like my brother might be chisel plowing now. I'm not sure on that, but I wonder. And now I need to get my grease gun. Or maybe I brought it up here. Now let's get some grease on this thing. Some grease on there. And this whole thing goes on here. It's directional. Okay, let's see where I want to put more grease on there. This poor grease gun's coated in pig compost. It's sitting in the excavator. Alright, now it should be lubricant for all that. Seems like it should be. Alright. Now I might pick this thing apart and put this spring on that way. I don't like that way. I don't think it fit that way either, so I don't know. Oh my. It's gonna be difficult now. Unless I can get this end in there. Actually, I might be able to. Not quite. Let's see if I got something up here to fix that. Don't know if I do, but I might. There, I got it. Perfect. Alrighty. So there's how it should look. The little roller there sits on there, and the spring goes from that pin over to here. I had to modify that spring a little bit. And then this little, well, it's up down up against it right now, but that little roller spins too. It's up against the frame there, which once the rest comes together, it shouldn't. Doesn't like to stay set upright. Okay, and this goes on like this. I'm not sure if you should grease it or not, but I'm going to. But that's a bad idea. Another plate that goes in there yet. I need to put on. All right, and there's this plate. And this rides in there as well. A certain piece. Hands feel gritty. But anyway, now this goes down on top there, but I should put some grease in the shaft first. Now this thing goes in here, but I might want to put some grease here at some point, but I don't know if I do if I do or don't. No, because it rides down there, so it should be fine up top here. But I do want to put some grease just around this ring right here, because, well, where it rides around here. So that's what it's supposed to look like. And this here should cam up to that. Now it's working correctly now, like it should. So I'm going to put some grease on this ring here. It is much later in the day now because I went off and to my new farm that I picked up and was clearing brush, and I didn't take any footage there because, well, I didn't have the stand, and trying to run a camera and try to do that would not have worked. So I had that one hand on the steering wheel and one on the 3-point hitch thing, so I would need to have like a magnetic stand, which I don't have. Well, not anymore. I did there for a little bit. Alright, now this goes on top like this. So now I gotta try to cam that thing so it fits in there. Like that. And there it's a sub-assembly. Or whatever you call that. It's the whole assembly of that piece, I guess. So now, it's time to go back on the machine, but I'm gonna add at least one shim or two in there because I had some play up there. Well, I don't know how well you're going to be able to watch, but I guess we're going to try. So I took this other frame off of this side. And I put this thing back on, hopefully without it falling apart on me. And get it back in there. Yeah, got it out. Nope. It's trying to come apart on me. Here. Alright, I don't want that to come apart. So, let's do this. Well, that will be out of our way. Now, I did get it out. But not that way. Like that. Get down in there first and then over. Alright. Now that's in. So we're going to attach this back up. Now that's correct. Now it should work. Once I'm done assembling it, that is. So, clean that grease off there. And then this comes back up one. And it's directional. So it will only go one way on these things. Now to get it lined back up. To the tough part here. There we go. Alright. Oh, did my stand up. Let me get a bolt for that thing. Alright, let's try this again. There is on. But now that's in the way. So let's see. Put that through first. If I can. It's a pain to get apart this morning. Alright, it's on. I need to tighten it yet. But this chain should go back on there, but if I can get it back on now, I have to it done like this. It doesn't look like, which isn't a big deal because we need to take a link out of this anyhow, so we'll have to get to that then. But it shouldn't be terrible hard to do, I don't think. So just make sure you put that back on if you're not going to take a link out, make sure it's back on too with it. Alright, so I'm going to tighten that one up a while, I guess. I'm going to snug it up. Oh, Different wrench, 1560. Now it's going to turn up until it locks if you give another bite. There. Now things up. And now this will freewheel again. And that's what it was doing earlier, just freewheeling. No matter what you did. So now it's up against, I'm going to... There, that should be tightened up good. And then you just do that. Except you don't want to do what it just did there, or try to do. Alright. Okay. Let's do the next step. Now I can see how many shims I need. Goes like this, there's a lip here. And it goes on the outside here, so seeing if I need to add some more shims in there to help take the slack out of that. Actually, yeah, I can actually add another one there, yeah, it looks like. I had a lot of plant before and I didn't like that. That probably be done too, but it isn't broken, so I'm not gonna bother messing with it for now. There. There's still a plant in there. It should hopefully allow enough to be. I'm not sure I want two in there or not. I don't really like that. So I'm gonna pull one shim back out. Just want just one in there. One will be better than none. So, yeah, I guess it goes like this because of the cane on it. I mean, it's still too much, but I think it'll be alright now. With that much gap, I think we should be able to do that. I guess we'll see. If it gets too tight, we'll have to pull that shim out too, but it was kind of loose earlier. Because the bolt wasn't even tight. But, yeah, I guess we'll tighten up first. And then we'll see if we need to take that shim out yet. Still plenty of play there. Yeah, I think kind of wedges on there, so yeah, it kind of stops on there. Alright. A little bit of play, but not bad. Just took all that play out, so we only want one shim there for now. Then I also have to hook that box blade, that scraper blade. I'm gonna hook it back onto here to test it then. Now, I'll put my bolts in here. Put these two bolts back in. I'll finish this up here and bring this back this when I'm done here, hopefully. Okay, well, I don't have a tractor hooked up to it or anything, but it's all back together. I took a link out of this one, took a link out of that one, and we had to pry it up onto the sprocket again because we couldn't get it otherwise. This in here this thing is tight, fairly tight. No, not quite as tight as this. About the same. This in here, I took one link out, but there's still plenty of slack in it. You can maybe it picks up, but I was gonna pick it up for a while. But this in here sits lower than that one over here. Anyway, so that should fix it. I guess tomorrow we can test it out and see if it works like it's supposed to now. Well, it's Monday, so it's been a while. So anyway, this is all back together here, and yeah, which I knew. I guess I haven't put it back together, but anyway, they work like they're supposed to. They lift up, and this in here is acting all funky now. But you can see the big gap right in there. Yes, I was thinking about it. There was a spot in there I didn't grease, so I don't know. I guess I'll just leave it. Because when I do this, I should grease this one. Then that one spot in there, or put oil on or something. Anyway, so yeah, the way these things work, you just pull this lever front, and that allows this whole thing to tip forward. And then when it comes back around, it comes back, and this whole thing comes in locks on this cam here, and it sits on that. So basically, it's just two cams just in a different position. One's positioned in that position, one's positioned in the other halfway position, which raises and lowers it. So that's the difference. That's what that does there. Anyway, so maybe I'll show you some footage of it working when we're out there using it, if I ever get around to that. So I guess this concludes this video, and thanks for watching, and have a good day.